Okay, hi. Let's see. I had to re-record the next video here or this video. And so you are seeing what you're seeing here is I cropped actually I cropped the background layer down. Okay, so if we click on that, you can see sort of that I sized it up first, right? I increased the size of it first, and then I actually cropped it. And I cropped over the bottom part of the female figure in the foreground as well too. Um, you can see if we go to crop again, right, and we zoom out, I guess. Um, I think I should be able, right? So you can sort of see where I was before. So I sized this up, right, the background image, and then I cropped again down. Remember, there was a little bicycle guy down in the lower part, so I cropped kind of right around his head just so that he's not noticeable. And then I can probably pull this in a little bit more too, over on this side, okay? And then I actually made her a little bit smaller and then just moved her position a little bit. So I guess we're gonna go, okay. Um, all right, so here we go. And we still should be big enough that we're able to print on our 13 by 19 surface. So don't worry too much about that once that disappears. It's not a big deal. Okay, so our next step here is to to go ahead and bring our next photograph in. Um, One thing, okay, so yes, so we can go ahead here. I'm gonna pull in this crow image in here. Um, One thing I did with this is I already believe I had adjusted the position of this, right? You might pull yours in and it might be on top of a figure and you want it to be behind. All you have to do is really just drag this layer, to a place that you want it. I'm happy with it here, right? Because it's behind her. Um, so let's see. What I do need to do with it though, I'm going to go right here, is I need to mask it. Okay. And so that's the first step. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Well, I mean, I'll end up doing similar processes, but I'm going to get to those places a little bit differently. One of the things about this particular photograph is it's a very clear figure, right? That's pretty dark against a much lighter background, right? So the object itself here is very clear and clearly delineated. Um, and that wasn't so much the case in the photograph of the woman, right? She sort of blended into the background. There were a lot of similar gray tones. So here we can actually go to this tool on our toolbar called the Object Selection tool. Okay, and we just hit click and we're at actual object selection, right? And we should then be able to go up to here and hit select subject. Now Photoshop will then kind of read this image and select what it perceives to be the subject or subjects in the image. So here we go, right? And let's see it do its magic. Sometimes this will work really well and sometimes it won't, right? And works reasonably well, but let's see. It's also selected this other bird, and there may be some other parts of this that, we end up getting rid of or whatever. So, but this for right now, this is okay. So I'm gonna hit yes, select and mask. Okay. And so this is what happens, right? Okay, because we're on the 100% transparency, right? So okay, and that's what we want. Couple of things, right? Let's just zoom in. We want to get rid of this bird, and then we're going to want to get rid of the little green parts of, in between the wings of of the crow. There's some grass, you know, that's sort of stuck there. And we may want to get yeah, we may, yeah. Okay, so this is the main thing though, is the other bird. Notice that we are right here back in our select and mask, our masking workspace, okay? And we again have our brush tool here that we're going to set to minus, right? Because we want to get rid of some other elements. I am going to size up my brush pretty large. And then I'm just going to go ahead and wipe away the bird here. I think, is that it? Yeah, that's it from there, I think. All right, so let's though go in a little closer. All right, so now we have to go back in and shrink down our brush size so that we can go in and remove some of these green spaces. We can go back in a second and remove, you know, even more of that in a second. Again, the more zoomed in we are, the more precise we are. So we could certainly get more precise. I'm just going to pull that away here. Some little bits every so often. But we'll do our best here. Okay. I'm going to shrink down a little bit more. Oh, maybe to 4 is good. And then I'm just going to zoom in and I can go right in here. You can see how much better and more precise we can get if we are zoomed in. Oh yeah. These are probably going to be helpful to get rid of some of this. Right. Here we go, some more. There we go. All right, so it's helpful to have this practice here. What else? This, oh yeah. Here are some of we didn't even see this, right? When we zoom in though, we do. And so those kinds of things are important to make sure we're getting. I kind of want to go in there because I don't want this weird halo of light, I don't think. Around here. And here. And here. And all right, so we are probably in a pretty good place then for this, for the crow and for the masking. Let's zoom out again real quick. One thing that is not okay is the coloration, right, of the, oh, first of all, wait, before we go any further, we have to say, okay, right, we like this. And then we have to realize this, we're going to have to go here, down to this little bottom button here, right? It's like a rectangle with a little hole in it. And you'll notice that that says add vector mask, or I'm sorry, add layer mask. So we're gonna go ahead and say okay, and that adds it. So in order to adjust the coloration, we have, right now, if you look here, this is our mask that we're working on, and the mask itself is selected, not the photograph. So we're gonna go and click on the photograph, okay? And now we can actually edit the parts of the photograph, right? And that's all these values, any color that's here, etc. I want to change this to all black and white, right? And so I'm gonna go up to my image here, my image menu, I'm going to go to adjustments. I'm going to go to, actually this time I'm going to go to hue and saturation, because saturation is what makes things either full of color or totally absent of color, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pull the saturation all the way down, and you can see then that changes this to grayscale, okay? Also, I feel like in order to really fit in here, the bird is kind of in too much focus, right? So, and the bird is flying, right? So it's going to be to our advantage to actually blur the bird. So we are here. Let's do this again. So we have again the image selected. I'm going to go to filter, and then I'm going to go right down here to blur. And I'm going to go, I think I'm going to need more than just regular blur, so I'm going to go a step further to blur more. I might want one more step, and then so I'm going to just add one blur, regular blur to that. And then I think that will be okay. I think I would like to go back to my mask area, my mask element, and then I want to pull up. Sorry, I'm going to go back to select. Anytime you want to go back to your mask area, right, go to select and mask on the select menu. And that will bring us back in here. I'm going to feather the edges a little bit because it's right. So just that those edges become a little blurrier too, right? And I think that's pretty good. Okay. And that makes the edges of the wings look like they're a little bit more in motion than the rest of the bird. And I think that's okay. So, okay. All right. And then I'm going to click back on the image. There's one more thing I want to do. I want to just switch the positions here switch the bird. I'm going to flip him. I want to reflect him right across, this way. So he's still in the same, but he's coming from a different direction. So I'm going to go to, where do I go to do that? I need to go find my transform tools. So I'm going to go to edit, the edit menu, and I'm going to go down to transform, and then I'm going to go to flip horizontal. All right, and now the bird looks like it's coming from a different angle. I'm going to adjust. Oh, hold on. All right, I'm going to rotate this a little. Well, come on, rotate, bird. Where are you? Oh, there you go. Okay, I'm going to rotate the bird a little bit, and I'm actually going to shrink the bird down in size a little bit. I'm lagging here. Okay, and then I'm going to move the bird over maybe to like here. There we go. And I think I like this for right now. Let's see. I still may want to shrink the bird down a little bit smaller. Okay, kind of like that. All right, let's do that. All right, so now I'm going to put this into place by doing the check mark, okay? And now that is realized, okay? And so, let's see. I think, right now I feel like that looks pretty good, right? Pretty convincing. I might want to go ahead and just turn this a tiny bit, maybe angle it a little bit. I don't know. Should I angle it that way? Yeah, I think that's okay. Do I want to angle it this way? Maybe that way is good. Yeah, okay. So it's not that much different than it was. I'm just going to put her, yeah, there we go. Maybe down a tiny bit. Maybe shrink the size of the bird a little bit more. And then kind of, there we go. Okay. All right. So that is, again, you're going to be making all these adjustments. I don't quite love that. All right, I like that better, I guess. Okay, so you're going to continue to make these adjustments. I can go ahead and keep dragging things in, right? I can go ahead and drag. Oh, hold on, drag in this other bird, right? I can already go ahead and shrink that bird down. Oh, wait, no, hold on, shrink that bird down. Right, and I can, that bird is going to go up here. Might shrink it a little bit more just because it's in the distance, and then we know that it's going to be smaller because it's further back. Same process, right? We can use the object selection tool, and then select subject, and then let Photoshop select, right? And that's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's select and mask. All right, and let's see, there's a few other things to get rid of here. Where is that part? I thought I saw there was another part in here I thought that to get rid of. Let's see, I guess we can go ahead. Oh, remember we gotta hit minus, right? And we can get rid of this green stuff in here. Right, and then some of that green stuff in here. Some of that in here. Some of that in here. I thought I had some more stuff down here to get rid of, but I'm sure I'll find it at some point. I'm going to get rid of this little bit of green here. All right, so right now I think this is okay. I'm going to actually feather this out. Oh, maybe not, right? Because if I feather this one out, it seems to go kind of green on me, and I don't love that. So, and get lighter, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hit OK, and then I'm going to do that layer mask, add layer mask. Okay, and then that's fine. Remember, what do I have? Color to get rid of, so I have to go click on the image itself so I can edit the things that are part of the image, right? So levels, oops, no, not levels, not yet anyway. Sorry, image adjustments, and then hue saturation. Saturation, let's drag all the way down. Okay, so it becomes the same color world as the rest of this. Let's zoom back out. Oh, back out, Lisa. Okay, and right, so we can see where do we want this. I think we need to get this up. Oh, that's where the rest of my image. Look, I've got some more parts that I got to get rid of that I forgot, right here and right here, and I couldn't see them before. So what do? Select the select menu. We go to select and mask. Okay, we zoom in. Come on. Whoa, not that, not there. All right, so this is the part, and we want to eliminate it, and we want to make our brush bigger. That should get rid of that whole thing. Come on. Let's go. Oh, almost. There we go. And then over here, get rid of this thing. All right. And I think that's it. So then we're going to go, okay. All right. And then we can go ahead and zoom out. And then, right, I'm just going to tilt that crow a little bit. Should I shrink it down? Yeah, maybe. Just a little. All right. And then I guess the other thing, oh, I'm going to place that. I'm also going to blur that. I'm going to blur more. I'm going to blur more again because I want it much more blurry because it's further away. There we go. That's better. Okay. And there. we go, right? And things look a little bit better this way, I think, you know, just in terms of, wait, maybe we want this to be, all right there. I'm just trying to get this to be a little bit better placement. See, I don't love that either. That's okay. Well, that's fine. You know, maybe it is better this way. And maybe we do shrink it a little bit. That's all right there, I think. All right. All right, so now we have our birds in here that are on the loose, right? And the one last thing I do want to show you, well, okay, so this is again a lot about positioning and masking, and then obviously adjusting the values and other things about the images. All right, so, you know, again, using the image menu and the adjustments, you know, the adjustments uh, sort of category, I guess. That I will come back to do the last stage and just show you again. I'll put one more image in here, and I'll go ahead and do that before the video. And then I will come in and show you how to make shadows and add things to the image that are sort of non-photographic. Okay. All right. Thanks.